everyone. So the design experts here at the Horrorland have created a spectacular experience at Jungle Island. We're going to give you an inside look at what it takes to create such a frightening attraction.
Hello, my name is Francisco Santos. I'm the director and producer of the Horrorland, and here we are at Jungle Island. We decided this year to turn around the entire park and use the park to convert Horrorland into 4 haunted houses, 6 scare zones, and a circus shows that you cannot miss.
We get you into the Halloween spirit with home decor ideas designed to frighten on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. What I love about theme design is that it creates an opportunity to make an immersive experience that evokes awe, and Halloween is the perfect holiday for just that. Today we'll look at creating frightful designs using colorful glow-in-the-dark paint, elements found in your backyard, inexpensive theme ideas, and much more. So we're here today in Jungle Island, excited to walk through the Horrorland, and we are joined by Francisco Santos, the director of the Horrorland. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
2 years ago, we drove through the drive-through version of the Horrorland. That was your first production.
Yeah, that was our first production, Horrorland. Actually, Horrorland was born in 2020. We needed to do something for the people, so we decided to do a drive-through in the one. It was super successful, and it was so nice and so powerful that we decided to keep it year by year.
Francisco, so we love theme design here at SoFlo Home Project,
yes.
And it's so much fun to see Halloween theme because that brings it to another level. It's not just something that's a cool aesthetic, but it's scary too. So a lot goes into that.
Yeah, there's a lot. We have 18 different scare zones with haunted houses included, and the way we work with them, you could do at home too. It's just about being creative and what items and tools you can buy that you don't even know you can use it for a haunted house. You just have to be creative with them.
That's the best part. We're hoping our viewers can get kind of into the Halloween spirit for seeing what you've created here. So Francisco, this is just the entryway. I mean, you set a nice tone here. We know it's about to get scarier though.
It is.
Let's go check out the first stop.
Let's go.
Francisco, so this is quite a campground here.
Yeah, it's a campground. It's a haunted campground.
It is. This reminds me of why I don't go camping sometimes. I'm a little scared. What was the inspiration behind this? Obviously, that kind of cliche of when you think about horror movies and campgrounds.
Yeah.
This brings it to life.
That's the inspiration we have on this area. This area also reminds us as a campground, so we decided to say, okay, what happened in these campgrounds?
You always bring all the cool visuals. I mean, I'm seeing like the suitcases and the luggage and all of this stuff.
Right, it's all about being creative and using the space you're working with. So if the space gives you an area that looks like a campground, then that's how you play with it. If you have old bags, or for example, we have a skeleton that we decide, okay, let's create a barbecue, then suddenly they all got eaten, they all got cooked out. So we just play with wood and the items you have home.
So you're really using the environment to kind of create this. Like when you've had the drive-through versions, of course that was outdoors, but this really gives that immersive experience.
Yeah, this one is much more immersive because of the space.
Now let me ask you a question. So it's not quite dark out yet, but I can imagine at nighttime.
No, at nighttime it's
walking
spooky.
Through here.
At nighttime it's spooky because also we work a lot with the lights, so smoke effects and different things.
Absolutely. I mean, when it's Halloween, you know, you want to go all out sometimes.
Yes.
And you guys here at the Horrorland, you go all out.
Yeah, we went all out.
So I'm seeing a Christmas theme, and that's interesting. I remember in your drive-through, there was some of that.
Believe it or not,
Halloween.
People love the scary Christmas. So you have a Santa that's interacting with the people, not being so nice to the people and the creepy elves, because for people's imagination, Christmas is also wonderful just by having that twisted around.
Flips the whole dynamic.
Flips the whole dynamic of everybody.
Well, I can't wait to continue on through. There are so many great themes, so much great Halloween, scary inspiration, and let's continue on through.
Let's go.
Coming up, we show you how to set a spooky tone using simple design elements on SoFlo Home Project.
I'm Mike with USA Windows and Doors. One of the most important things you can do in your house is change your door to an impact door. We're going to show you how we do it on today's SoFlo Home Project.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to tour the Horrorland here at Jungle Island with Francisco Santos, the director of the Horrorland. Francisco, so before the break, we saw a very crazy, scary campground.
Right.
And this year's Horrorland is all immersive, where you could walk through instead of drive through.
Yes, there's going to be actors in each position. We have over 80 people hidden around the Jungle Island in different spots, and it's going to be really fun.
Wow, so opportunities for a little scare everywhere.
Yes, everywhere.
So let's go a little more in depth about
Yes.
what we've got going on here. As we walk, we've got plywood, and then is it styrofoam or wood used for
Yeah, it's
springs?
styrofoam. It's like insulated styrofoam, the one we carve, we create, and then we write all the names to create the tombstone.
So we've got, you're bringing in the bits of nature here with
Right.
the branches. It gives that spooky feel. And then we've got the great big signs.
A lot of items. It all depends on the area you have, which is the space, how much wood you can get. And
So it's a lot
it
of
all
plywood.
depends. A lot
for
of
sure.
plywood.
Seeing
Oh my
it
God.
all over here. So these are all things that you could find in a
Right,
home improvement
right.
store, but creating that aged look with paint on the styrofoam, the plywood, and even this material here.
Yeah, right. We play, some of them we do it with spray paint or with a sponge. You can paint with a sponge, like this, you're hitting the material with a sponge, or water sprayers. You mix playing with water spray, like this you can get the splashes of old paint.
So it's about really kind of messing it up a little bit to look old.
Right,
folks.
right. The more imperfection, the more age, and some of the items we even break them. Like for example, here we break it and put it to the side to make the fence look older.
Yes.
On the other side, we have a cathedral, and we're going to have nuns.
Oh my gosh. Well, that sounds like it's going to be a very cool setup and a very scary one. And we're going to take you to the other side, to the spooky cathedral. But before we do that, let's check in with Mike Martinez from USA Windows and Doors and see what advice he has for us today.
I'm Mike from USA Windows and Doors. A lot of people think about windows and how they're going to protect their house, but impact doors are just as important. They're a critical part of giving overall protection all the way around. This beautiful door from ES Windows is going to highlight this house. We're going to walk you through how we took the old door out, and we're going to put the brand new door in. With a beautiful side light matching along with it, the privacy glass and the bronze tinted glass, it's a beautiful addition to this home. So now that we can see the door coming out, now the real work begins. The one thing you really have to understand when you look at these door frames in the traditional way, as you can see, this door was an in-swing door. Came inside, doesn't meet building code today. We have to make sure that door opens outward. We want to make sure that it can't push in case of a hurricane. So you can see on this door frame, it's really not designed or to handle any kind of real impact or wind pressure. See this gap? I can fit my whole hand up in here all the way around it. When we put this new door frame, there won't be a gap. We're going to take this door out, we're going to take this frame out, we're going to replace all the wood bucks, make sure the concrete's ready, and prepare for a brand new door. So here at USA Windows and Doors, we have a wide selection of doors. We can handle this door with a side light, we could have made the door a little bit wider, we could have put a pivot door in here. Bottom line is, we can handle just about any situation a customer wants. This home is protected against any storm and against any unwanted entry. If you're interested in having that same protection, check us out, usawindowsanddoors.com. Back to you, Alena.
Thanks, Mike. So I think this might be the best use of repurposing. I just want to point out the decor. Old draperies, you never know what to do with it. And you have created these swags that make you feel like you are in a real cathedral.
Right, yeah, that's the whole
What
point
a
about
great
it,
way
to try to
do that.
recycle and bring different things back to life.
So here, there's things that were new that you've made to look aged.
Right.
And then looks like some things that were taken from perhaps an old church.
Yeah, there was an old church, and we always want to get a bunch of those because I like the feel of them, and like this we can implement them in into the decoration to have something real and authentic.
Yes, it definitely gives an authentic feel having those pews. And then, of course, the way that we're surrounded by what looks like cobblestone and these arched windows.
Yeah,
How
a
do you
lot
do
of
this?
2x4s, 2x4s, 4x8s, a lot of molding, a lot of carving, yeah, a lot of work.
And I think also to point out to our viewers. We talk about the way you've adapted to the outdoor environment of Jungle Island itself.
Right.
To make this a cathedral with the sail kind of structure above, it really gives that pitch of the roof, the steeple, all of that feels like a real church.
Feels like a real church. That's the whole
really
point
does.
about it. That's the point about
And now, of course, you've got the organ here
yeah,
behind
the
us.
organ. Yeah, we're gonna have the organ, and one thing we didn't talk about: all the audio into the haunted houses is customized. Like we're gonna have an organ, we're gonna have nuns, we're gonna have people whispering, praying. So there's a lot of more elements you're gonna play into it.
So it is fully immersive. You're not just now walking through the elements; you're getting that music element as
Right.
well.
It is pretty spooky already at night. Imagine with everything on the lights, it's really fun.
And I can't wait to see more. So
Yeah, there's more to come.
we're going to continue touring through the Horrorland here at Jungle Island with more spooktacular design when we come back. Coming up next, we liven things up with colorful glow-in-the-dark paint on SoFlo Home Project. So we are here today with Katerina from FPL, and we're going to get some great tips on how to get some savings when it comes to your energy bills. Katerina, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So what is the #1 driver of high energy costs in a home?
The biggest driver is your air conditioning unit, especially here in South Florida. Your air conditioning unit makes up about 50 to 60% of your bill. We recommend setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher. I know that can be a little warm here in South Florida, but just know that every degree you increase your thermostat can save you about 3 to 5% on cooling costs.
So homeowners are always looking for tools and ways to be able to save costs, save on their bills. And FPL has actually a great tool with their energy manager. So why don't you share with us a little bit more about what that does and how it can save homeowners money?
Yeah, the FPL Energy Manager tool is a free tool and it's available to all FPL customers. And essentially it gives you the breakdown of how, where, and when you're using energy in your home. It breaks down your home into different categories such as cooling, refrigeration, lighting, and you can see dollar for dollar how much you're spending on each one of those categories. It's available to customers on the app or at fpl.com/takecontrol.
So now kitchen appliances, the refrigerator, things like that. Any tips that you have there?
Yes, so for your refrigerator, you want to make sure you're stocking your freezer at max capacity because you don't want your fridge to work overtime, cooling off or freezing empty space. When you're thinking about doing your laundry for the week, make sure you have your water set to cold instead of warm or hot. For every load of laundry you do with cold water, it's about 10 cents on your bill versus hot water, which costs about $1. Reducing the temperature on your water heater from 140 degrees to 120 degrees still ensures you have the warm bath that you want, but gives you about $6 savings on your energy bill. And then while we're here in the kitchen as well, you want to think about using and utilizing your small appliances as opposed to your stovetop or your oven, especially when your AC is still working overtime.
Katerina, so these were so many great tips, but I know there's even more. So how can homeowners get access to the additional tips as well as the FPL Energy Manager?
Customers can have access to all of these tips and more at fpl.com/takecontrol, and they'll also find the FPL Energy Manager tool on that website and at our free FPL app.
Well, Katerina, I want to thank you so much for spending some time with us today and sharing such great tips.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to tour the Horrorland here at Jungle Island with Francisco Santos, director of the Horrorland. Francisco, so we've seen a good amount of some pretty scary things, right? But now we are at a new area of this haunt.
Correct.
What do you call this?
This is the Clown Palooza. So the name says it all.
Scary clowns.
Yes, scary clowns, everything, all this area, everything is custom made. We create everything on site. This actual wall was here painted by hand by one of our guys.
Wow, it looks awesome. And there are black lights here. So
yes,
everything
it's
here
all a
glows
glow
at
in the
night.
dark zone, and people had 3D glasses to go through it.
So it's truly an immersive experience. A lot of design goes into creating this.
Yes.
And I love that it's such bright, these fluorescent colors, which look extra cool under the black light.
Yes, definitely. That was the whole idea about this area, is to have the people lose the sense of where they're walking while as they're going through.
Clowns are always scary. They give that kind of vibe. Killer clowns,
Yes.
you think of horror movies.
Yes.
So this is right on point, but the color choice is awesome because it brings like a different feel.
Yeah, it's a totally different feel, but you still have the clowns.
Yes. Well, let's go ahead and check
Let's go.
out. I'm excited to see what's inside. So this is awesome. Like, I think, first of all, I want to just talk about where we are, Francisco, because I love the way it changes based on where we are in Jungle Island. We're
Correct.
outdoors, we're in the woods, and now we're undercover.
We're actually under the bleachers of one of the amphitheaters in Jungle Island. That as we look at the space, we say, okay, we have to adapt to the space to be able to create the attractions. So we play with every space we had around the park.
And this really gives that like dark, spooky vibe.
Yes.
And we have the killer clowns, which are always scary.
They're
But
always scary.
You utilize kind of things that normally aren't thought of as scary, but it gives the same vibe. We've
Yeah,
got
that's
ice
the idea.
creams and
The ice
candy.
creams and different aspects and paintings, and there's many different things.
Wow.
The idea is to have the people come in here and get lost.
Yes.
Kind of lose the sense of what is happening and what's going
Just
on
in this
around
maze
you. Yes.
of glow in the dark, scary things. And where do you find a lot of this stuff?
Everywhere. I mean, we go to flea markets, and I love the bulk trash pickup. You find treasures in there that people don't want anymore, and we can recycle and use into things you need for the haunted house.
I love it. So sometimes trash is scary treasure.
Yes,
Because
it
we're
is.
seeing it here. These are great things people at home, if they're thinking about making their own home feel a little more spooky.
Right.
Items like frames and things, the cobwebs, and just
You play around
making
with the
it
items
feel
you have. Yeah.
spooky. I mean, we've even got some thunder here.
Yeah,
Did you
it's
bring
coming.
that in?
Yeah, it's coming. It's staged. It's staged.
The great sound effects and visual effects.
Right.
Here at the Horrorland. And now at the very end, I mean,
This area, obviously, we're going to have clowns. And my clowns are really little cuckoo.
well, it sounds scary. I'm glad right now we are kind of going through here without
Yeah,
them.
with that.
I mean, you've got the handprints all over the wall.
Right. Those are actually my daughter's hands.
Ah!
She made all the handprints
She left her
in the
mark
wall.
on there.
She left her mark on there.
Oh, wow. Her artistry. I love seeing kind of a little inside peek of what it takes to create this.
Right.
And to scare people.
Yes.
Because it's part of that.
That's the fun part.
So let's go on through. We've got so much more to see, and we are going to continue taking you all with us when we come back. Next, we continue to get into the Halloween spirit with some more spooky design ideas on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are on our last stop here at the Horrorland at Jungle Island.
Right, right.
So, Francisco, we have seen, I mean, this is just a snapshot. We are kind of touring through,
Kind of the feel.
seeing what you've created this year, and we still got the clowns around us like we had before the break.
Obviously, that's the dark side of the clowns, and this is like the more happy, more madness side of the clowns.
So the circus theme, always something that's present throughout in the Horrorland you've done in the past.
Yes, always.
Because your background,
Correct. Yeah, I'm the generation of my family in circus. My family has been around since 1803.
Wow.
So we are like checking to see always how we can bring that tradition back into what we're doing.
I love it. So you weave this through all of the Horrorlands that you've created over the last few
Right.
years.
Yeah, every year we try to bring something different and also to keep the audience intrigued and happy, like this is not always the same.
Keeping people guessing.
Yes,
and
keeping people guessing.
Keeping people
Yeah.
scared.
That's the main thing.
And we talked about before the way you bring in the decor and create all of these sets and vignettes.
Right.
We've got some friends over here watching us
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
I have some
bleachers.
people here, yeah, they're checking on us.
So, and you dress them so it's so lifelike.
Yeah, then it's like there's going to be someone real dressed in the area. So
you gotta figure out
never
who's
know
real
which
and
one
who's
is going to
not.
stand up. Yeah, you don't know which one's going to come to you afterwards.
So always that element of surprise, looking
Yes.
over your shoulder as you walk through and appreciate all of the work that's gone into this.
Yeah, yeah,
to
it's been-
scare
it's been
people.
a lot of work.
I particularly love it because we typically cover home design, but this is a whole element of theme design geared towards holidays specifically,
Right.
like Halloween.
And we always try to bring all the elements we can have. And like I always say, you need to play with the environment. Play with the elements you have. If you have a backyard, if you have a porch, you have a tree, do you have a wall? What can you do with that and the elements you have, you can find?
And that's such great advice to our viewers.
Right.
Walk around your property, walk around your home. Sometimes there's an architectural feature element,
Right.
something
Right, right.
that
There's,
can
there's
spark that
always
creativity.
something that can turn around your decoration or your Halloween, your home, your Christmas. There's always ways to make something cool and different.
Well, you have certainly helped bring our Halloween spirit by touring with us today, and a great dose of Halloween inspiration for
Thank you for
decor.
coming. Yes.
So, and this is still open until
October 31st.
so exactly on Halloween it closes.
Yeah, it closes on Halloween night, which is going to be crazy. We expect a lot of people, so make sure to come and see it before we pack everything down. Thank you for coming and having us on the show.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you all at home. And now let's take a look at what home design inspiration we've got for you next week on SoFlo Home Project. We travel back in time to examine the design and construction of Vizcaya. We'll show you how many pieces of this mansion were bought in and shipped from Europe during World War I. So I want to thank you all for watching. We hope you have a spooktacular Halloween, and we hope to see you again next week for another all-new episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.